46 Interesting facts about China. China, officially the People's Republic of China, is a country in East Asia. It has a total area of 9,596,960 square km. Beijing is its capital and Shanghai is its largest city. Chinese is the official language of China. Renminbi, yuan, CNY, is its official currency. Its land-bordering countries are Russia, Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, North Korea, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Laos, and Vietnam. Thus, China has the most number of neighbors touching its borders. It is the world's most populous country. Let's get started. 1. Have you ever wondered where toilet paper came from? Well, you guessed right, it came from China. 2. About the toilet paper, it was not for everybody. Only the emperor was allowed to use it. 3. Do you want to see crickets fight? Well, in China, cricket fighting is a popular amusement sport. 4. However big it is, all of China uses one time zone, something that is not expected for a country that big. 5. For soccer or football fans, depending where you come from, this one will interest you. Historians believe that the Chinese invented this favorite sport for many in 1000 BC. 6. Apart from toilet papers, the Chinese invented paper, gunpowder, which is a well-known fact, the compass, and the art of printing. 7. For those history lovers who love knowing what the names of places mean, this one might be a nice fact for you. The word China is believed to have originated from Qin, which was the dynasty that ruled over the land from 221 BC to AD 1912. 8. For a linguist, this fact will be fascinating to you. The Chinese language is the longest language still in use in writing in the world. 9. So what is your hobby? Before you answer that, for a majority of the Chinese, their hobby is stamp collecting. 10. By the way, if you thought that stamp collecting is a lame hobby, you will be shocked to learn that in China, this lame hobby is viewed as a symbol of status. Interesting it is. 11. Can you believe that a two-legged goat born in Yunnan province in China in 2015 learned to walk on its feet in a week's time after it was born? The goat, dubbed the strong-willed goat, has two front legs. 12. Have you ever wondered how chopsticks came to be? Well, because of the need to conserve fuel during cooking, the Chinese chopped their food into small pieces, eliminating the need for knives, and thus the chopsticks were born. 13. One on the list of interesting China facts for kids revolves around their play toy, the kite. The Chinese invented the kite over 3,000 years ago, and they used it to frighten their enemies during the war. 14. We can safely say that the Chinese were the first people to fly. If you doubt it, then you should know that by the 4th century AD, the Chinese were using man-carrying tethered kites for flight. 15. Another on the list of interesting China facts for kids is the invention of ice cream. The Chinese invented it by simply mixing milk, rice, and snow. 16. By AD 130, the Chinese could detect earthquakes. This was through a device invented by an astronomer cum literary scholar named Zhang Heng. 17. The Chinese are just amazing. They started drilling for natural gas before the 4th century, 2,300 years before the Westerners. 18. The Chinese also invented some math concepts. They started using the decimal system in 14th century BC, 2,300 years before the Europeans. 19. Do you know that tea was discovered by accident? A tea leaf accidentally fell into the emperor's pot and voila! The beautiful relationship between the Chinese and tea was born. 20. Do you know that cuteness can ward off evil? Well, this is according to the Chinese. In the early days, the Chinese emperors kept giant pandas as evil warding charms. 21. The Chinese invented the water wheel in AD 31 and the iron plow way long before the Europeans did it. 22. Have you ever wondered where those breathtaking martial arts moves come from? Well, it is rumored that they were developed from hunting farming moves. And by the way, martial arts is practiced throughout China, so beware. 23. The Chinese love red. This color to them symbolizes happiness, and that is why it is commonly used in their festivals and most functions expressing Chinese culture. 24. By AD 1092, the Chinese already had a mechanical clock, which could tell time accurately. 25. Grow the nail of your small finger. It is a sign of rank. This was true in ancient China as wealthy men and women grew these nails and decorated them with gold for protection. 26. The Three Gorges Dam is the largest man-made dam in the world. It spans the Yangtze River. 27. In the ancient days, the easiest and surest way to die in China is to smuggle the secret of making silk. If you were caught doing this, you would be put to death. 28. By the way, the discovery of silk shares a similar story with tea. It is said that a silkworm cocoon fell into the emperor's wife cup of hot tea and thus formed fine threads of silk. 29. The Chinese were the first to discover how blood circulates in the body in the 2nd century BC. This is way long before the Europeans. 30. For archaeologists, the remains of Peking man or Homo erectus were discovered in China. 31. China has the longest canal in the world. This canal is the Grand Canal of China. 32. Can you imagine wearing paper for clothing or light body armor? Well, this is how strong and durable ancient Chinese paper was. 33. The Chinese too have been to space. This happened on the 27th of September 2008 when the first Chinese named Ji Zhigang walked in space. 34. And here is one of the interesting Chinese New Year facts. Do you know that all Chinese share a birthday? Well, according to them, on the New Year, every Chinese turns 1 year older, thus their birthday celebration. This is why the Chinese New Year is the most important holiday in China. 35. The Shanghai port of China played a major role in saving Jews during the Second World War. The reason being it was the first and only port to accept the entry of Jews without asking for a visa. 36. The Chinese were also the first to utilize the disastrous effects of gas in war. They did this 2,000 years before its first use in the World War I. 37. Archery lovers know that your favorite toy, the crossbow, was invented and first used by the Chinese. 38. Fortune cookies may sound Chinese, but they are not part of their culture. In fact, they were invented in 1920 in the USA. 39. For a long time, lanterns were a symbol of life and the family's wealth. It is said that the wealthiest families had humongous lanterns that required a couple of people to lift up. 40. If you thought we were through with Chinese first, then you are wrong. The Chinese invented the suspension bridge in 25 BC compared to when the Westerners built the first one. The Chinese were ahead by 1,800 years. 41. Keep on fearing bats. But for the Chinese, the bat is a symbol of good luck. 42. The Chinese might have also been the first to ride a horse. 43. The Chinese list of olds and first is not yet through. The lunar calendar is the oldest calendar in the world, dating back to 2600 BC. It also takes 60 years to complete. 44. You had to be a poet during the Tang dynasty. This only applied to those who are educated. It was required that educated people greet each other with a poem that has been composed on the spot. 45. The tomb of Qin, the first emperor who is accredited for uniting China, was discovered in 1974. His tomb contained poems, thousands of life-sized soldiers, chariots, and horses. Bonus. When you wear black as a sign of mourning, in China, they mourn in white. Thanks for watching. Hope you like this video. Subscribe for more informative videos.